Or March 28th is our 16th annual Technology Awards Gala celebration. And right up with everyone coming in the state, we get a chance to showcase all the leading innovations that are happening across Pennsylvania. We've got a record number of nominations. We've got a record attendance lined up. It's going to be a great event. It's over at the Whitaker Center. We've got people coming in from all four corners of Pennsylvania, so we're real excited about that.
Mm-hmm. And this is, how many years have you been doing this?
This is our 16th annual, and so this year the winners get to say 16 words upon their acceptance speech.
Well, we know, Mara, you can't do that.
No, I can't possibly.
We like to keep things moving along at the council, and the tech industry is moving so fast. Our award ceremony is only 59 minutes, but it's an amazing 59 minutes, Charlie.
Now, I understand you have some new awards categories this year. You've added one or two new awards?
One new award. We're trying to get into the local government side of recognizing innovation. So we got a county or township of the year, depending on who wins. That's how the title will float around. But we got some really good nominations from some counties and townships and other entities within counties and townships. So we want to promote all these good innovations going on at the local level.
And this is a black tie optional event, I understand,
it is
at the
indeed.
Whitaker Center.
But I'm not wearing my kilt this year.
You're not. Why not?
Did you in the past?
I have not done that yet. No.
Now, you said you had a record number of nominations this year.
Correct.
And I'm actually looking at a big long list of companies. Are they all located here in central Pennsylvania?
Well, predominantly they're from central Pennsylvania because I guess it's easy and that's our footprint. But we have nominations from literally all four corners of the state. Up near Port Jervis, New York. Delaware Valley School District is one of the nominations. We've got nominations from Erie, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, and everywhere in between. So.
Wow. Any interesting companies you want to tell us about? I know you can't tell us who the finalists are. Or showcase the company.
Bar, you know. I stay out of the judging. I let everyone else handle that. I just know there's a lot of very interesting companies in Pennsylvania. We don't have to hold a candle to anybody else in the country. Silicon Valley, Research Triangle, we've got it all going on right here in Pennsylvania, and our nominations reflect that. So I'm excited for all the nominated companies and look forward to seeing who are the finalists and who are the winners.
Well, something else that's coming up, Kelly, that you've been spearheading, and we can't underestimate the importance of this topic for Pennsylvania and for the nation, and that's the topic of infrastructure. As you know, Susquehanna Valley Center has written extensively about infrastructure over the 10 years of our existence, and we see that you have put together the first annual Pennsylvania Infrastructure Summit for April 10th. I guess, may we start out by telling the viewers a little bit, what's infrastructure?
Infrastructure is anything that makes the trains run on time, I guess.
You're right. But roads, bridges, rail lines, telephone lines, water lines.
In our world, in the tech industry, infrastructure is a lot of things. But it starts with water and sewer and dams and stormwater management systems and roads and bridges and mass transit. It's all those things, plus energy. Not just anything that's fancy right now, but all the electricity that we need to run the tech industry, all important. And we're bringing this together. We did these mini things in Monroe County back in my legislator days, called it the Monroe County Infrastructure Summit, but now we're going statewide. These are important issues. And at the end of the day, a lot of these issues, nobody else can address them but government. So we want to send a strong public policy message that these are important to every industry in Pennsylvania. Many of the major industry statewide associations are very much behind this infrastructure summit, and we believe it's important. Like you mentioned earlier, this is our way to showcase what we need, not only Harrisburg to do, but also Washington, D.C.
Well, apparently our infrastructure, much of our national infrastructure was built at the beginning of the 20th century, and a lot of it was built during the New Deal. And of course, a lot of these bridges and roads and rail lines are beginning to decay. And of course, the tech sector needs new fiber optic lines and needs the best in terms of telephone infrastructure and so on and so forth. So this is something that our governor now has really taken the lead on nationally among other governors, hasn't he?
Correct, and we applaud that, and I think it's bringing a lot of attention to infrastructure, but again, it's all infrastructure, not just one segment. We need a solution that is all-encompassing. It needs to be affordable infrastructure, and it needs to be great. For a long time, I think we've settled with the bare minimum. And Pennsylvania is a stronger state when we have excellent infrastructure. Look at our history. Our strongest days are when our infrastructure is strong, and our weakest days are when our infrastructure is weak. So our message is, let's get our game on. Let's make economic development a key priority, and infrastructure development is a huge economic driver.
Well, what are you hoping that the outcome of this particular summit will be?
Well, we're really encouraged. We have, I think, 8 or 9 major Pennsylvania corporations sending their president or their chief operating officer to speak at this event. And our goal is to summarize the need. What are the capital needs that we need to look at for all infrastructures? And then we're going to put an advocacy campaign behind this. So our public policy folks in Harrisburg and Washington are going to know what Pennsylvania needs. Because I think what's really important is everybody knows what we're asking for. It's all over the map right now. It's told 1,000 different ways. We're going to come out of this with one message. These are the needs we need in the next 1 to 3 years, and these are the capital needs we need over the next 10 years. So we can put together a logical plan to fund these things. Some of it, private companies are going to come to the plate and pay for all this. Broadband, there's not really too many handouts in that industry. But it's so important to the tech industry and every other industry that we have the best broadband networks possible. So we need to make our state attractive to telecom investments. Comcast and Verizon have a huge presence in Pennsylvania, as do a number of other companies. We have to make our state attractive.
I believe that they've spent up to $7 billion just in the last few years, Kelly, if I'm not mistaken, to improve and upgrade broadband communications.
Absolutely, and we talked about it earlier in the fall. We ran the Pennsylvania Exaflood series to talk about how whatever broadband we have right now, it's going to just go through the roof exponentially on what we need in 10 years. Exaflood, when we get from terabytes to exabytes. And YouTube and other companies have changed. There you have it. Wow. No one knows what exabytes are, but it's way up there beyond terabytes, which now everybody's starting to hear about terabytes.
What is a terabyte for our listeners and viewers?
That's beyond a gigabyte.